Hey all, it's me, Laura B. at Crafting for the Rest of Us. For a couple of years, my channel was Craft and See with Laura B, but I decided to change it because, well, I could. And this is my nose is very runny and I'm congested and all that stuff. Allergies. Um, this is my second filming because the first one I realized I had a bill from my gentleman I caregive for, and the only thing it showed really was his name, but still, just in case. It was towards the end. So it's like, oh, all of this, I did all of this for nothing. Anyway, this is not my answer. Marianne over at Happy Paper People. She does lives every Monday. They are Monday Jumpstart Mondays. The camera comes on and my brain flees. It just, I almost hear the of it running away, like a bunch of rats. Just anyway. So she had, not this last Monday, but the Monday before, she did a paper bag journal, and I tried to do it the way she did it, and it just, it was. I'm trying to get that there. It just was a fail, and I couldn't get it to do what it was supposed to do, and it made me mad. So actually, I was so frustrated with it. Now I've had a few weeks, and I tossed it, and it went sailing across the room where it still sits today. I can see it right now. So this is what I chose to do. Now this is based off of what I did last year. I cannot remember who I saw this from. I don't know. I cannot remember. But it's just two paper bags joined together with some fabric, and then I made pockets and decorated it. And I will let you know, this is like wild sunflower. The backing pages are my own. The backing pages I made. These leaves are Luise Heinzl. This is cheesecloth I made. Anyway, so this is my backing papers. You will see them in some of the stuff. What I did is just stress oxide with some water, and then just do this and let it dry, or dry it, and then keep layering the colors on there, and then I splattered it with paint. There we go. And here are two more. Oop, oop, oop. So how is everyone doing? I have had a few weeks. I'll tell you that much. I mean, oh, for goodness sake, we're just going to put that up there. Not waste your time. All right. So on to this. Now, the kit is actually the Grazing Wombat. The backing papers are Wild Rose Bohemian because the kit only has journal pages. It didn't have anything backing it. So I chose what I thought would go with this. I didn't want outright Halloween-y, but I did want kind of creepy because that goes with the thing. Now what I did is before I get started, I joined it with this fabric that I did. Just whatever this is. I don't know if it's muslin. I don't know my fabrics. I really don't. It's like I don't know my flowers outside of a few. I did the same thing as those background papers. And then I just took stamps, and I didn't even use, I used the VersaFine. I didn't use the other one. Again, the camera comes on and my mind flees. So, all right, I made a belly band. I printed some of the paper from Wild Rose Bohemian. I will link her in the description. And then just glued on the little voodoo doll, cut apart. Had Velcroed this, so it does come off. And then on the back, there's a depiction of Baron Samedi. These are one of 3 kits that I got from the Grazing Wombat. They are all, for Halloween theme inspired. This is Baron Samedi. There was a Sleepy Hollow. Amityville Horror, and Elizabeth Bathory. And, you know, I'm all creepy like that. I'm not advocating any belief. I'm just making it Halloween. I don't know why I'm prefacing that, but I am. Excuse me. Sorry. So here's, like I said, I just shrunk down one of the papers and then cut this out and tried to edge it as carefully as I could with gold rub and buff, but this stuff never works out for me. I always end up getting it everywhere. All right, so we're going to start off by this. This is what I did. So you pull, boop, 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 and it comes in like that. And this side will come over here, and then you open it up, and it goes like this. Goes like this. Come on, let's twist again, like it did last summer. Sorry, now that's gonna get in my head. Except almost all of the backing papers. Anything that looks like this is Wild Rose Bohemian. This, I'll get to that in a minute. So all I did was back it with some of my paper and put that on there. This is one of the pockets, and this is just this black silk fabric that I have a bunch of. Okay. Excuse me. And then another journal page that I shrunk down. Now this is coffee stain paper. My method of doing it is I have a jelly roll pan, and I layer the papers in there and paint each page as I put it in there. And I mean, you get a stack. They're like this thick, and then you just let them dry. Hopefully if you do it in the summer and you stick it outside, it won't take nearly as long as trying to do it like, December 31st in the Pacific Northwest. So here I made a belly band. I took the green file folder and just used this. This is pretty much what I used the entire time, espresso truffle, memento, and went over it, and then took this acetate right here. It's this printable acetate, and I just spray it down with the Tim Holtz Distress Stain Oxide Sprays, and then made it look like the tag. And there's some cut aparts. There's that one. Here's another one. Again, this backing paper is not with the kit. Anything like this, I have those clickable stamps in 3 different varieties, and this is the smallest one I have. And they're all lowercase. Again, with my backing paper, this is like the bottom layer. This is what I love so much about it, because it can get really dark. And I just cut out from one of the journal pages. And we will go back when I'm done with this, and then I will go through all the tags. So here is, I took, as you notice, the same thing. This was just your normal size, and I cut it out. I use glossy accents for here. And then here's a tag. It's just your standard paper. And then here is this. I tried to one side to the other. You know how I am. Well, if you don't, that's how I am. Matchy matchy. One of the cut aparts and glossy accented. Apparently, Baron Samedi is known for his rum. This is part of backing papers that I have. You notice it's right here too. It is my x-rays from my foot surgery last year that a friend of mine digitized. There's another one too, but these are the only ones I have printed out. But yes, I thought those were really unique, and I appreciate her for doing that. I will try to remember to link her channel. Her name is Ren Shotwell. Excuse me, my sniffs. And here's a little doll. And then one more. More of that. Okay. And here's the center. I don't know if these were supposed to be belly bands. I chose to use it as a pocket. Here's one of the, it is actually the opposite side of the back page. I just cut it out and backed it. and stuck them right there. This is a book I bought, a used book. It is not the subject matter I thought it was. I thought it was going to be something, Halloween inspired, and actually it's not. It's more of a dissertation on race relations out of, I think it was Haiti. I'd have to look. Anyway, I liked this part, so made it into a big tag, decorated that. This is the opposite journal page of this one. This is a normal size pretty much, and then I printed another one and cut it out as carefully as I could. And then once I got it on there, I was like, let's go around it in black, because I won't mess that up. No, that's what's going through my head. Okay, so on this side, we've already done that one. Here's another tag that I just didn't do anything with. And then here, again, my x-rays. That paper, that some of them come out like this because it rusts. My pan rusts. And so then I get these really cool colors. So I encourage, if you haven't done this method, I really encourage you to try it, especially if you have a pan that the coffee oxides. Right word? Oxidizes. Excuse my sniffs. It's allergies. All right, so we're going to go through and make these tags. Again, the backing paper, Wild Rose Bohemian, everything else is Grazing Wombat. How I did these, and you can see their backing pages on all of the bags, is I just took coffee stain paper, crumpled it all up, and then took whatever color ink I wanted and just went over like this as I spread it out. It's still wrinkly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then this one I haven't done anything with. Now there are two sides to these paper bags. If anyone's played with paper bags, you know. One is a short side, like that one, and one is the longer side, like that. These, I took that same acetate and just made pulls with them. There we go. This is another, I did, like I said in the beginning, I did 3 of these joined paper bags. This, again, is the Wild Sunflower Junk Journals. I'm pretty sure that's her title. If not, I will correct it. And these are her Halloween, and there's Day of the Dead, but I'm not sure that you'll see these. Again with my Day of the Dead. Again with, oh no, it needs to be glued again. Duh. I invested last month, or in June, for the glue press from My Sweet Petunia. I don't know. Jury's still out. I have a very weak grip, finger strength too, and shockingly weak. And so sometimes it is hard to squeeze. Like right now, it's really cold out, and I got the window open, or at least I'm cold. It's going to be, 90 something today, so I'm not going to be cold for long. Oh, for goodness sake, get in there. And yes, you got to be careful. I do like to, oh, for goodness sake. Go over here like that. I'm not messing with it. Okay, so there's that. That's what's taking up this one. Like I said, there are 2 sides, as you can see. And here's more tags. This one, again, the backing paper is not the same, and I did take a little cut apart. I had shrunk some down, and I put glossy accents all over it. And in the back portion of this is this one. Again, that's the other part of this one, actually. And in the front, I have these old photos from, I got them from the graphics fairy. And I just ripped it up a little bit, used the ink, and marked their eyes out with black Sharpie. so they look a little creepier, and then took the faux aged cello tape that I made and put it on there. So yeah, I like it. I started doing that, I don't know, a year and a half ago or so. Here's a big, large tag, Baron Samedi. This paper is part of a kit that I got, Edgar Allan Poe papers. I'm a poet, and I didn't know it. I love Edgar Allan Poe. And then I took those, I don't know what it's that puff paint tulip stuff, and tried to dot it. It's supposedly metallic, but I haven't used it in like a year and a half, 2 years. And so it's kind of thick and gloopy. Anyway, my big old x-ray of my foots. And that's the only one I chose to put in here, and I got to put it in the back part. There. All right. So now we're on to this side. Oh, and here's the back. Another pocket, glossy accented that one. A little voodoo thing. This I have a steampunk thing, obviously. I backed it in some just coffee stained paper, and then, this acetate. I have double-sided sticky sheets, which now I'm pretty much out. And so I put it on there, and then, did the other side on the coffee stained, and then die cut that and put it out there. And I thought that would be kind of cool for the, everyone's time's up, right? On this side, I didn't even finish these. Our 2 tags. Again, we have a back side and a front side. And it's trying to remember which one is which. There they go. All right. And then we have over here. Here's the back. Again, mulberry paper, the Baron Samedi, my x-ray, and a cut apart for Baron Samedi. Okay, so here's another one that I made. This one is Edgar Allan Poe. I did not keep forgetting that I did not make inside tags. These are little die cuts that I have, little bats. It's my Halloween, and where is it? There. Oh, there are 2 journal tags that I have done nothing with. Die cut. Rose, again, the backing paper that I showed you in the very beginning. And then the other side is the same. Obviously, I have not done anything yet because, well, this was last year. I get kind of bored. I make them, and it's like, okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I made it. I made the bones. I tend to like making the bones, apparently, more than I like making the rest of it. Okay, and then these 2 tags. A large one. I have this red linen paper that I've had for forever. I glossy accented the bottle of rum, backed it, and then just chose some random cardstock to put it in there. And the same thing with here. This one, wasn't really happy with the way it turned out. But anyway, another old-timey photo. I did the exact same thing I did with the one I showed you, only I used the double-sided sticky tape and taped it onto acetate. It's the oval part that didn't work out so well for me. That's how I did that. Oh, one goes in the front. This one goes in the back. So we're going to close her up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and this is a ruffle I made last year for Halloween, and I never know if they're supposed to go this way or the other way. I know I sew it this way because it's easier, but I don't know how they're supposed to actually go on because I don't know. And then this way, 1, 2, 3, and here is the back and the belly band. And I showed you the fabric. So honestly, I think that is it. There we go. So I hope you liked what you've seen. Please give me a thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment box. Yeah. And on that note, hang on, gotta get it right. I may or may not post this to YouTube. I haven't done so since like maybe January at the latest. Otherwise, it was December of last year. All of this filming is what makes me just is nerve wracking. But anyway, so there you are. Like, comment, subscribe. And on that note, I suppose I'm done, and I will bid you adieu. Until next time, peace out. Bye, guys.